That's why it's so high.
I'm just realizing the thumbnail for this is not the Wii Miscreant.
What? You're good like that sometimes, eh?
Well, I changed it, but apparently I didn't change it hard enough.
I know, that's definitely a pintail.
Yeah, it sure is.
Change it harder, Joe. Change it harder.
There, it's been updated. It should be the correct knife. I swear, sometimes.
I see the pintail.
Well, might need to refresh it.
You do swear sometimes. It's true.
Yeah, I swear probably a little bit too much. That's okay. Hello, CPM.
I just keep refreshing it to see if it comes up, and you don't know. You don't know what you're watching.
Let me go to I'll use my phone and see if I can see it there. Apologies if you hear the dog barking in the background. He's losing his mind, and I don't know what over.
You should.
Hey, would you look at that?
Do better.
The preview is the right knife. Yeah. I did it. Kinda. Is it though? Yes, it is.
I'm not convinced because the thumbnail still on my screen at least is.
Maybe because it's already loaded for you, it doesn't think it needs to refresh. I don't know.
That could be. I'm trying. I'm hitting the button.
CPM Infinite, thanks for joining us.
Oh, oot and a boot in beautiful Vancouver, eh? Look at you.
Oot in a boot.
I'm kind of upset that you spelt a boot properly, but you spelled oot like out. I'm running out of battery. You better find an outlet, man. You know how long we run these things. You're in Vancouver. You got
sounds like a problem. Sounds
even further beyond.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Justin. Oh, wait, tell me about your bug out. Yeah, no, conversation.
Have a good one, Justin.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
I wonder if you could mix blueberry Red Bull and black and blue. That would just make like some kind of.
I think you're a monster.
Devil soup.
You remind me of the type of kid who would take every flavor from the Slurpee dispenser and then be happy with the result.
What, you're not happy with swamp water?
No, I was that kid. That was absolutely me.
It was that or it was Coke. There was no in between. It was everything.
The Coke Slurpees, I don't know whether it was just like being in Calgary kind of thing, but the Coke Slurpees out here sucked. Like they didn't even taste like Coke. It was like, wow, this is not just watered down, but like actually garbage.
Like, you know how like the Coke at McDonald's is extra syrupy oftentimes? They like really reel you in with it. The Slurpees in Ontario were like that.
Okay, because the Coke Slurpees out here were not good.
Kind of off the rails knife reviews.
You're welcome.
What are you son of bitches carrying? Jesus Christ.
I was going to continue with the fact that the crushed strawberry is the best Slurpee, but we should probably talk about what we're carrying.
Hey, that's a great segue. Why not?
Stanton 57, what is up? Yeah.
Oh, you have a lot of your roof showing. I don't know why.
A lot of my roof?
Ceiling,
a lot of your roof.
I normally sit over here, but it's really bright and it's darkening me out. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like it's all up in there.
Yeah.
That's what we got to work with here.
Well,
that's it.
How about it, Paul? What are you carrying?
Carrying around some angst.
Some angst. Yeah, you are.
It's kind of my version of a bug out. I mean, I know I have a bug out, but it's not the like lounging around the house knife.
It's Italian bushcraft bug out.
This is my lounging around the house knife. Not to be
choice.
confused with an Italian bushcraft knife. Like
Yeah.
this is a knife that you use if you want to like lounge around on the couch and eat cheese and sausage off a platter,
I can see that.
off a dagger. Because I'm a 14th century peasant.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna.
I mean, do you even own a fork? Really? Like,
I mean, where is it?
where is it? The one fork that I have. Yeah. Okay.
yes, of course.
From my
But that-
Italian. My
It's not white.
Italian tasting knife.
Your Italian tasting?
Well, it's a mercury knife,
Is it
right? So
Italian melons?
It is Italian, right?
What is an
It's,
Italian melon exactly?
It tastes of Italy. Parmesan cheese.
Hints of oregano.
Yeah. With just a slap in the face of tomato.
That doesn't sound like an appetizing melon at all.
Why are tomatoes involved with this melon?
I don't know.
Why hasn't Dennis told me what he's carrying?
So
yeah, we kind of skimmed by the fact that a little while back I picked up a Sage. What is it? Sage 3?
Sage 3?
Forget what the frame lock variant is.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Man, we really know our stuff.
Don't worry about it. It's the TI version of Sage. It's pretty and stuff.
Sage 2.
You are correct. Yes. Yeah. I just had to look that up. Good stuff. That's a nice knife.
Yeah.
It is nice. Is it the nicest Spyderco titanium frame lock you own outside of the sleeve Bowie?
No, I got a Techno too.
You prefer the Techno over this? All right.
Oh yeah. The action on his Sage is okay, but it's about as nice as the Sage 5s that we played with, both lightweight and non. So
I see. The action wasn't bad on those, but I get you. Yeah, fair enough.
Does my Subvert count as titanium?
Yeah, sure does. That's a frame lock.
It's got nice action.
I'd call that's a frame lock with onlays.
I fucking want one of those.
I know, right?
It tempts me because they still exist.
Yeah.
That knife's weird as hell.
Yeah. I kind of, it's in the same sort of weird realm for me as like the Ed Shemp Bowie with the brass little bolster. Yeah.
It feels like a machete pocket knife is what it feels like to me.
Oh, dude, yeah, for 100%, for sure. I just mean like if I got one, I don't know if I'd want the other.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they would necessarily fulfill similar roles for me, but they're both just ridiculous in their own way. The Sage is pretty tame by comparison, but now I gotta ask, does that? Oh no, it does have jimping. In the preview window here, it looked like a smooth line for the thumb ramp. I'm like, don't see too many Spydercos without the jimping on the ramp anymore, but
it's there. It's definitely there.
Yeah, sure.
And everything is sharp on this knife.
Everything?
All the spines and the holes and the choils, like even the finger choil, like as soon as it becomes steel on the blade part of it, you're like, oh yeah, I could spark out something off of it.
That's something similar to less than ideal for sure.
Something similar to less than ideal.
Just in my estimation.
It's pretty much just going in the hey cool. I got one of those and not in the EDC rotation. So
yeah, I can see that. I know you have a lot of those especially, but I think that's kind of happening to my collection more and more. I seem to have really settled into what I've been carrying, and I carry other stuff for flavor. Like, for instance, what am I carrying today? There's a segue. The Holdout, which is a fantastic knife, doesn't get nearly as much time in my pocket as it deserves. but I do carry it from time to time, and it's pretty nice.
Sweet little knife. I
Yeah.
still want them to make that in a neck knife that is that quality.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they did. Maybe one day. We can always dream.
Yeah. I'm not holding my breath. Also, word up to Dick Richards.
Hello.
And Stanson, 357, carrying the Penguins. Out for a daily stroll with a penguin.
Fantastic.
Just me and my penguins, you know.
As
how
you
we
should.
do.
Absolutely. Well, I thought it was appropriate to carry a knife with speed holes because we were going to be talking about a knife that has some as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at you getting all fancy with your segues.
To try occasionally. But speaking of fancy, these speed holes are very fancy. At least on one side. They're fancy on this side. The side that Dennis
Yeah.
lovingly photographed at the base of a tree from the looks
Yeah.
of things.
The balls of a tree.
That's it. Yeah.
Don't worry
Thanks.
about it.
That's a nice photo that really shows how just square this knife is. Like,
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah. May you note just exactly how square. Yeah.
Surprising how comfortable it is, though, considering that.
One of the most notable things, I suppose, with this knife is the fact that the blade does sit squarely in the handle and there's no peekaboo action going on.
Yes.
Thank you. That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I do like it when knives do that. It's an attractive feature for sure.
Yep.
Actually, shit, I had a dagger. Anyway,
Actually.
this is a handsome little piece. The angst for sure. I really wanted the original Miscreant. That's right. There was a big brother to this guy that preceded it. It was a 4-inch blade though. Like it was a big boy. Yeah. Same sort of blade profile, same handle profile, just the same idea, just lengthened. But this is a really nice pocketable size. Like the name implies, Miscreant 3.0. This is a 3-inch blade on this guy.
Get some size comparisons going on.
Is this
yeah.
the Miscreant 2 that is the 3.0?
Yeah, kind of irritating. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that.
No, that's. Yeah. I actually prefer this. I prefer this, to be honest. Because at least the naming convention means something that's actually relevant to the knife. Like, I don't really care about the order ship was released in, but if I can hear Miscreant 3.0 or 4.0 and know that that's the length of the blade, cool. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's cool too.
So here it is next to a Dragonfly. So you can see it's pretty small. Grip area is roughly comparable with a Dragonfly, but in a straighter handle. So it does feel like a more full grip, at least to me. What do you guys think of that blade profile?
I'm into it.
It's barely a drop point. Like that point just comes down, but it's much more straight spine on that boy.
Nope, that's not the one. Let's get this one.
And here's another comparison shot Dennis took of the got two different. Oh, the mini bug out, full size bug out. Yeah,
I'm into that shape. The Hussar is kind of. It's got a little bit more curve in the spine, but not.
Well.
Tip shape.
Yeah. The tip shape is much more similar for sure.
Yeah.
To Dick Richards, yeah, it's only started. I'll be making it not bad and my own, but holy, it's a big process moving from point A to point B in your entire life of everything, of the everythings.
All of the things.
But yeah, we're getting there. There's a whole bunch of knives. I have ideas though.
I have a question that's not related to the stream.
Uh-oh. How derailed.
Yeah, so if you get back on a slushy conversation or the thickness of syrup in Ontario.
Hey man, sometimes the syrup thickness is an important conversation. The
Not
question
not on this stream. Someone probably is getting more ratings on
the first thing you poured, what was it?
Fire and Spice.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
And then the second thing was a little bit of pear nectar.
Yes.
Because it's a nice.
It was the right choice, was it?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's a nice.
I didn't realize until yesterday that the body screws are in the exact same pattern as the rest of like the smaller body holes and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I really appreciate it. Like even the lanyard hole is slightly embiggened from the standard hole size. I thought you might like that one, Joe.
Oh, I hate it. Yeah, the only holes that don't make sense are the clip screw holes here. But I mean, it makes sense for where the knife is, what it is. But yeah, I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself. I do like the symmetry that is present in most of the design of this knife. There's a couple of things about the reverse side. I may as well talk about it now, actually, now that I've shown that photo. But there's a couple of things about this knife. So much like some of I think it was the M16 series from CRKT that did this on their G10 models, but there's actually a hole missing on the bottom where those clip screws land. Obviously, there needs to be material if you want a clip right in the middle of the handle. I'm not saying they could have, set the handle or set the clip off to the side. I'm not saying they could have done that. I'm not saying they should have done that, but they could have considered it.
I mean, there is literally $50 options that go up over the top and whatnot, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, that might have been a bit harder to do with just a full tie build, but I get what you're saying.
You could have put it on and screwed it in from the back, one screw.
I really think it would have been nice if they honestly, like, if they just kept the pocket clip to one side of the knife, like nix the lanyard hole, put the clip on the side of the knife, and then include that hole. That would have been better. I don't
remember if they inset the clip on this one or not.
Inset?
Like one,
oh no, yeah, I don't. I actually am not 100% sure if they do or not. That's one thing I forgot to take a close look at.
I don't believe so. I believe screws are proud. Sorry, screws aren't proud, but
the base of the clip is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably pretty easily put that clip in a position where it would interface with the screw right beside it. And
it just reads like a missed opportunity, especially because this knife isn't lefty compatible. And they also didn't polish the holes on the lock side of the knife. Aesthetically, that's the biggest hit for me on this knife. Is like you went and you tried and you did a good job for half of it, but then you just kind of got lazy on the second half.
Joe's taking all the little nuggets tonight. Paul's not stealing nothing. Joe's just going for gold. Just gonna steal all the.
That's missing
the thing. A hole, and they're not polished. And
just look at this this side of the knife is my biggest problem with the knife. Is it's so good, it's so symmetrical until you look at the opposite side and you're like, oh, this isn't symmetrical at all.
I don't even care about the number of holes, although valid, awesome for sure. But the polishing, like, come on.
Yeah,
like polish
could have happened.
And this ain't a cheap knife, so not having the polish is kind of a piss off.
Like, I can see myself buying this knife if I could figure out a way to comfortably polish that backside in a way that I felt comfortable doing and knowing that I could do a good job with. And outside of that, I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
What were you going to polish there again, Paul?
The backside.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to, buff it.
Just buff those holes.
Yeah, buff those holes.
I don't think I have the confidence of buffing the holes as much as you do, apparently.
No, I'm not. That's why I said I don't plan on buying this knife because I don't feel confident about buffing them holes.
It is kind of a killer for me, though. Like, because I was interested. This is the reason I didn't buy the original Miscreant either, because I had a chance on actually somebody had put up one up for sale on Blade forums, and I thought about pulling the trigger. But they did the same shit on the full size too. They didn't polish the reverse. Just anyway, just stupid thing to get hung up on, especially being right-handed. It shouldn't matter to me, but it kind of does for the price point. The one major upgrade in this thing is that they give you 20 CV for the blade steel. The original was S35, so somebody wants you want better edge retention. There we go.
Well, next year they got to be able to offer it in the most premium thing going to ask the price point. So,
Yeah.
Does that mean they're going to upgrade it to MagnaCut?
I don't know if they would, but
simmer down there, bandwagon jumper.
That was kind of the joke.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really want to like this knife. Clearly, Paul really wants to like this knife.
I like so many things about it.
Fits pretty good in hand.
Mm-hmm. It's surprisingly comfortable for being a rectangle.
That's what I thought about the... that's actually another reason I carried that, was for this comment. How comfortable these neutral handles are. Like, and the Miscreant is no exception. It's very nice in hand. Yeah, the Quaken. Yeah, exactly.
Super neutral.
It's the super neutral. Black Frost, how's it going on?
Amen. Yeah.
So in hand, yeah, I don't know how I feel about the whole thing. It does actually fit in all four because I have skinny goddamn hand, but it feels like a very small knife. Like,
it's thin too. Like, it's about as thin as this guy is actually. So it doesn't feel like much. How did you guys feel about it in pocket?
It's right hand only, so who gives a shit?
That's
the
a
clip
cheap
sucks.
out. The clip sucks. You don't like the clip.
Clip sucks.
Okay.
Hate the clip almost as much as I don't like the polished holes.
Why does it suck?
It's got a case of the clip sucks.
It is the material. It's a cold steel clip is why I don't like it. It feels like a cold steel clip.
I'll take a cold steel. I'll take a cold steel clip over a 1996 Kershaw clip.
Yeah. Were they thick though? Yeah. Were Kershaw clips thick back in the day?
What do you mean back in the day? They still are.
I don't mean wide.
Yeah.
I mean like thick material. The cold steel clips have very little sprawl.
They definitely want to grab a lot, and this, I think, with the holes, especially with this one, is that the material of your pocket or jeans, denim, fabric, whatever, rests into those little holes, and it doesn't want to go poppity pop.
Yeah. See, that's funny because I actually like the clip on this thing. That's
funny.
Yeah. It is a very tight clip. And there's something that I do with this knife that I also do with this knife, which is, again, a lot of comparisons here. So there's the hole, one of your fancy speed holes right there, right under the clip, right? So both with, not so much with this knife, because it's a bit of a wider clip, not as much tension, but with this clip on the Miscreant, I tend to lift with my fingertip just slightly and it's harder on this knife, but easier on the Miscreant because the hole is further up relative to the landing position on the clip. My finger fits very nicely underneath that hole where I can lift the clip slightly when I'm putting it in and out of the pocket. Now, the pocket clip is tight as shit. If I'm just grabbing the knife and trying to pull up, it wants to take a piece of my pants with it, and there's no texture on the thing outside of the coating. So, holy crap, that's a lot of tension. But I don't mind that, because this is a really small, lightweight knife that's kind of fucking expensive. And I would be very upset, even if it just got caught on something and hit the ground. Never mind if I knew it did or didn't. I'd rather the knife just stay put until I needed it. And because it's such a small, thin, lightweight knife, I feel like that's an okay compromise. I don't know if that was necessarily intentional on Wii's part as far as a design aspect, but it ends up working out to be a pretty decent clip if you like high tension clips.
I don't.
You just
Fair.
gotta get up underneath it and make it work.
And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I have definitely done that
By-
with clips that are like that. But there's so many good clips on the market. You can have high tension without it being.
Oh, dude, yeah,
steady.
I think that they should have done a 3D milled clip for this knife. Absolutely. Especially for the price point. I really hate these titanium fold over clips. Yeah, see, they did one for the fucking angst. But I really don't like these titanium folded sheet metal clips. I don't.
You could probably put this clip on that knife, like screwed
Yeah.
in from the inside.
Yeah.
Get rid of the lanyard hole because they're stupid.
Yeah. But I say take what I say when it comes to the clip with a little grain of salt as well, because I also think that the Hawk Knives designed pocket clip is also a really sick idea, and I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. For those unfamiliar, it's a pocket clip that you have to actually depress like a lever in order to get it to lift off the material. Otherwise, it's just like a death grip onto your pants material. A couple of knives have had it over the years, a few Bokers, I would say. Anyway.
I mean, I shouldn't defend. I mean, this clip sucks too. So, as far as bunkers go,
Yeah, that's fair.
And actually, speaking of Bokers and Brad Zinker designs and JF, this one and by we, I gotta be with Joe on this one where I want to like this knife. All the materials say you should probably like this knife, but it's Brad Zinker designs don't do it for me so much. No matter what I see, I'm like, yeah, looks like that's a functioning knife.
The Boker you're talking about is the Urban Trapper, I'm assuming, yeah?
The Urban Trapper, yes. That has the same kind of hole pattern.
And
Same
he
designer?
does.
What's that?
And he
sorry?
does have something else as well. I can't remember what it is.
I'm just
the other one.
confirming that he is the designer for both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, this feels like a fancier version of the Urban Trapper at the end of the day.
So there is a Boker plus Brad Zinker FR Flipper 2.7 to 5-inch blade. That actually looks like damn near the same knife that we made, except the Boker has more curvature to it overall.
Does it have the same number of holes on both sides?
How many holes are we looking at?
0 holes. 0 holes in that one.
So 6 large holes, and they vary in size, and it curves along the handle. Man, this is already a more interesting looking knife.
But there's none in the back.
We're not reviewing this knife. There's one. Looks like.
There sure is one.
There's one under the pocket clip. The same place. That's where it went.
That's the missing hole. Joe solved the riddle.
Oh my god. That makes me so angry.
Call Tom Hanks. We've solved the riddle.
Good god. Okay. VG10, I'm assuming, for 131 American. Okay.
It says VG10, yeah.
So here's Brad Zinker designs are normally, they cost a pretty penny. Generally
it takes
speaking,
a lot of time to drill all those holes.
It sure does, and to have such basic ergonomics. Look, I really don't like Brad Zinker's designs as much as I'm just kind of shoveling them under the bus. But for what is being done here, I don't know. There's enough misses that I'm just kind of tepid about the whole thing.
I like the design. I like the way it looks like this right now.
If it was like that on both sides, yeah.
Yeah, it looks super futuristic. Like it feels like, I don't know, a knife from space.
Yeah.
Knives from space.
Thanks.
Get out.
That's fair.
Yeah. But, okay, in terms of a flipper frame lock with 20 CV, nice thin blade stock, pretty decent curve to the belly on it. It's going to be a good user. And as far as wanting to carry something lightweight but still have a titanium frame block, this is probably one of the better answers out there in terms of having something very lightweight. Not much more pocketing you can do than blasting holes through the fucking thing, right? It's
No, that's true.
Is that their process of manufacturing?
blasting. So anyway, I started blasting.
Okay, hold still.
CPM is saying he's concerned about the structural integrity of this knife.
So
I'm not, but it's a lightweight user to me.
Yeah, this isn't.
Go on.
Yeah. I've been talking a lot this episode.
This episode, Jesus Christ, there's been like 3 episodes that Joe's been just on explaining trade. Anyway.
Yeah. Go on.
Go on. I don't even know what we were talking about. That's the best part. Oh, integrity, structural.
Yeah.
It's not what this knife was designed for. Yeah, I think anyone that's cranking on this knife should look at other options.
Does it have an over travel stop on the lock bar? Because that's the only thing that I worry about, I think, on this one.
I think it does. I seem to recall not being able to move it past a certain point. So
I think I can see one in this picture here.
Yeah,
from the backside.
Right in front of the pivot, it kind of looks like there's
like a shadow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could be its whole own video, but like structural integrity of knives is definitely not something that honestly should factor in 99.9% of the time. Especially not for a knife this small. Like, what I mean is I don't think it should be your first concern with a well-made knife. This isn't something I'm going to be doing a lot of rolling and twisting cuts into, like soapstone or wood or something. I'm not going to be pressing that pivot all that hard.
I don't know what kind of daily tasks Joe has.
Carving soapstone.
I was gonna say, like everybody else.
You know.
Get on the train, bro.
This is the other thing too. This is
I think he's the most dominant caveman in his neighborhood for sure.
Well, everybody else is using.
Yeah. So some carving is the sourdough bread of 2022, don't you know?
Oh, good God. Am I that kind of hipster? Oh, shit. All right, time to call it quits, boys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now's the breaking point? Like...
Yeah. Being compared to sour bread hipsters? Come on.
Sour bread.
Enough's enough.
Did he call it sour bread? Seriously?
I did.
Oh.
It's sour after I make it. It's gross.
Yeah, you've ruined sourdough for me.
This is some sour bread right here.
I can miss a few words every now and again.
Oh yeah, we'll mock you for it though.
Oh yeah,
exactly. That's our job.
100%.
We all live in San Francisco.
No, we live in North Texas.
You can get away with it there.
North Texas, God.
Yeah, not northern Texas, North Texas.
Yeah.
Go further north.
How far are you? Yeah, exactly. I'd be more worried about the pivot breaking on this thing than I would about the handle crumpling. Like, it's a ball bearing pivot. You shouldn't be putting a lot of lateral stress on any knife to begin with, any folder, but
they make flimsier knives.
I think the frame lock itself, that bar is going to be the sus bar in this entire situation.
You think
Good
so?
old-fashioned sus bar.
Mm-hmm. Go to the sus bar.
One.
I mean, this is a pretty skinny frame lock. I haven't had too many problems with that guy yet.
Yeah, but it's stout as shit for that thing. And I'm not saying that this thing's going to fail, but I think out of the holes machined, I think maybe the holes machined in the lock bar might be maybe it's a combination of those two things.
Yeah. I mean,
I spent 2 hours this afternoon trying to remember what my topic might be for tonight, and it just clicked into my brain.
Write that shit down right now before you forget again.
Gonna say,
Yeah.
My money is on forgetting.
Yeah, no, I got it. It's
Good,
there.
good stuff.
Is it? Is it there?
We'll find out.
Anyway, we should finish talking about this sour bread looking knife here. We'll keep moving
This
on.
sour bread looking
Look,
knife.
if it's anything, it's sour cheese. It's definitely some sort of Swiss.
I don't know. I'd give this 4. I'd give it 4.
I give it
Out of?
4.
Very solid 4.
Not out of anything.
Yeah,
Out
just
of 1,000.
4 what?
Four,
No.
four lines out of the Wii logo.
You only get 4 to 6. Huh.
Seven. I'm counting the circle as one of the lines.
Oh, I see. 4 of 7. So that's like what? 55%? 60? 57% maybe?
It's about the halfway mark. Again, this knife leaves me feeling a little tepid.
Do you own that much of the company now?
Yeah, I'm an asshole, don't you know?
Yes.
Oh boy.
That's all right. I really want to give this thing a 5 out of 7, a perfect score.
No, this doesn't deserve that.
I appreciate that you understand what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
I'll give it 5 Swiss out of cheese.
That's terrible.
Cheese is not a defining tool.
Hey, sometimes you gotta define your cheese.
All right, I got nothing.
Okay.
CPM feels strongly about this knife. It seems.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta reiterate though, I don't see this as being much more than a light use knife.
It's a bug out. It's weird to say that, but it's around the same weight and
Well, it's
similar
actually
blade
the
size.
comparison for beautifully in between a mini and a full sized.
Weight wise, is it really? That's perfect.
As far as size goes, that comparison
Yeah,
that you
I
have.
got you.
I have the website open here. I just wanted to see what the weight. 2.3 ounces, so it's actually heavier than both versions of the.
It's a titanium frame lock.
Oh no, for sure. I'm just saying, as far as weight, it's a little bit heavier, but it's like a 0.1 ounce lighter or heavier rather. So.
For the record, CPM, I own a bug out and I wouldn't own this. So yeah. Although
Same.
if you look at my bug out, it's a sexy bug out. It ain't no normal bug out.
It's a bug out next door. Look at it. It's so boring.
Yours is okay.
Oh, that's a bouncing way up.
Yeah.
It's not a Franken bug out, but it's
You only needed to convince yourself to get that one. I needed to convince many people to get the one that I own.
This is true. Okay. So I guess when it comes down to it, when do you have the option of getting an M390 bug out compared to getting the Wii Knives Miscreant? What's the difference in price between those two? Like $60? 50, $60?
Well, the aluminum one is just probably the same price or less.
I thought it was less, but I wasn't 100% sure on that.
Yeah, so I want to say maybe $50 to $75 less for a Miscreant, maybe something. Okay. I don't know.
So, with that in mind, I would personally have a hard time recommending the Wii Knives Miscreant to anyone who wasn't immediately in love with the design. Because knowing that the bug out is an option for maybe a bit more, but you get a stronger locking mechanism. You get a more fidgetable knife, in my opinion. You have a better blade profile for general cutting tasks.
I don't know how this okay, so we did put the size comparison up for the buy the bug out instead here, but it all of a sudden just became a review of buy a bug out instead.
No, well, okay, but it's
where we were going with this initially. But
no, not necessarily, but it's what I mean, and like part of how I want to present this knife is in comparison to what else is out there, right? I think you really have to like the design, and because the design is so half-assed, in my opinion,
it does have one thing the bug out doesn't.
A flipper tab?
Yes.
Okay, for the record, and CPM mentioned it, so thanks for mentioning it, that for sure. And like Paul, stealing his glory. I understand. Yeah, for sure.
I gotta steal my idea somewhere.
But both of y'all talk about that like it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. The only thing would be better, it would be if it was a front flipper.
Dennis is definitely in the minority of people who does not enjoy flipper tabs.
That's okay. The front flipper is like slightly better than the back flipper, but this knife would be, I don't know, too Lancer-ish if it was a front flipper.
Fair.
Dennis doesn't like the fact that flipper tabs get in the way. He prefers thumb studs that get in the way.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that the corner flipper is where all flippers need to be, in my opinion. I know it's more complicated to make knives around it, but
I know you can't invent a hole, but
you can trademark it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can not get in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, but how many of the knives that you've bought over the last year and a bit have been thumb studs? Like, I'd say 80% or more.
Or spidey holes.
If you give me both flippers,
but yes, you're right.
Thumbs up my knife.
Well, you like thumbing up your knife a little too much there, Paul. So we're gonna have to talk about that.
I don't know if that got picked up on camera, but I smacked the back of my knuckles so hard with that, trying to front flipper it. It's not built for that.
Yeah. You, just like what you were doing there, are a little over the top.
I guess I have one more question about this knife for you guys. The blade profile, the cutting edge of it specifically, I find that when there's that much belly for utility chores, it kind of dampens my cutting experience. I find I have to reposition the blade a lot in order to get through material. Like, material will roll off of that edge a lot. Do you also find that to be the case? Or do you like that kind of curvature on a blade in this particular size?
Go ahead.
I'm okay with it. I mean, I got a Bravo somewhere. There's Bravo. There we go. If you look at the blade shape, the blade profile, it's not far away from that. Like, it's
that's very similar.
So there you go. But different task, different chores. I don't know. I'm not cutting cardboard with it. I'm not cutting cardboard with it.
Yeah.
So maybe this knife's being cut more with cardboard. Yeah, that's right. Those words.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. I'm not having a stroke. Anyway,
auditory. You heard something backwards from what it was said.
Yeah, it's not great. Not a great experience. I'll tell you that.
So did the audience, for the record. All of our viewers, auditory stroke. It wasn't me. I'm not going to take the blame. Why would I?
One last thing I want to touch on before if we are planning on stepping away from this guy.
I don't know. I haven't even ranked it, but I don't know what to rank this thing. You guys all went off with your 5 cheeses and your comparison with bug outs, and meanwhile I'm just like, I don't know. I'll rank it. I don't even know what to rank it.
Is it that mediocre to you?
It really is. Cool.
Oh,
super cool. It's 4 rounds, 4 blasting caps, because hold still.
All right.
4 out of 9, would you say?
Well, there's 5 on the one side, so I only gave you 4. I got the log, at least the pocket
Well-
clip side. I was being nice about the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. There's 9 holes total, so 4 out of 9.
No, I just gave you one side.
Hmm.
The show side, you can leave the show side alone.
Just
But
blow up the backside. I gotcha.
well, 4 blasting caps. Let's do this.
Stand back.
It's all about the backside today. It's
What do you mean just today?
yeah, that's fair.
Every day.
Every day you're blasting cap.
Yeah. I told myself I wasn't gonna get all ranty about this knife, but I really wanted to like it, man.
Do we have a picture of the reverse side blade out?
I don't think we do actually.
Boom.
Why would you do that? What's your whole point about this knife? Come on. Let's see
It's
it.
one of the few knives that have a maker's mark on the blade.
Oh, his
Oh.
little.
Does it now?
It does. It has a Zinker logo on the backside of the blade.
It's a BZ.
It does. It's got a BZ.
Yeah, here we can go to the website to take a quick look. Yeah, there it is.
I probably didn't take a picture of it because it was a little busy. So
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Little
That's terrible.
BZ.
I want you to
It's a little
wallow
busy.
in that for a while.
it was a little busy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want that to hurt you. 'Cause it's hurting me right now.
Doesn't it can hurt everyone else
Yeah,
together?
it is.
It is. You don't even know how to respond. to
Nope.
that.
Today, Junior.
So yeah.
real tepid review on a real tepid knife.
Yeah.
Just doubling down on that verbiage today.
CPM is recommending a knife for your perusal, Joe.
I just copied that name. Thank you. I'll take a look in a bit here.
Yeah,
Is it because you're
the
gonna
guy sounds
create
arrested.
yeah? Is it because you're gonna create identity fraud? Is that why you copied the name?
Mhm.
You know it.
Put that.
I'm all
put
about that.
in my back pocket for later.
They'll never believe
point
you.
that I wanted to make about that, though, is the fact that of all the things that you are going to put on a blade, the thing that I like the most is the maker's mark. I want to know who made it, who designed it, whatever else. I'm happy with everything else not being on that knife, but I like the fact that they actually take the effort to put the guy's mark on it, even though they tend to keep their knives quite clean.
Well, and I was gonna say this one had I don't even know blurry face. Can we get
I'm into
the
it.
Isham? I don't think we can. It's just blurry as shit now.
Yeah,
There we go.
I was just gonna say Elijah's mark as well as Brad Zinker's as well as I want to say there
No,
were
I can't do it.
I want to say there were 2 other makers that we has in their catalog who they have their logo on their products, but I can't remember who they are.
Yeah. I like to see it. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. A review. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what we're gonna title this thing after it's done.
A review.
Probably. I mean,
First impressions. Yeah.
yeah. Fuck. I mean, if this was the first iteration of the Miscreant and the 4-inch didn't exist, my disappointment would have been quite a bit higher on this knife. But I already kind of knew what to expect going in. Tried not to let my hopes get too high on it, and they were dashed anyway. So yeah.
You expecting nothing and you were still disappointed?
Yeah. Kind of hard to lower my standards from there. I mean, God.
Yeah.
And Dick Richards, that Viking sword right over there is not an indoor sword. I may or may not have some rules about swinging swords around. Drawing it out, sure, that's one thing. Swinging above my head 5 or 6 times.
I found out today that my ceilings are tall enough that I can swing my
See,
messing.
see. Now Paul just needs to get a Viking sword, and then you can get him to do it like
No,
a
I
fool.
probably still won't do it.
like a fool.
But I might get a trainer and actually train some test cutty stuff. Get the motions down.
This is the knife that CPM was talking about. Olenkov? Inspirer knife.
What's the one with the dots in it?
It's the one that kind of caught my eye. Yeah. Some interesting looking patterns on those handles. That blade shape is... Ooh, that's a little bit more of a gentle curve on that belly. I kind of like that. Are those all different inlaid materials? That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
That poor wood one in the middle will turn black for you, but I'm sure the other one.
Hey, if it's covered in enough epoxy, I'm sure it's fine.
Let's be honest here. This entire knife is going to turn black with Joe owning it.
Oh my god, it's it's the solar system. Oh, that's so cool. The pivot's the sun. And Earth has its little moon. Oh, that's adorable. I love this knife. That's totally awesome.
Oh, CPM, why'd you have to get him on this shit? I tell you.
Does it say a price?
That's awesome.
No. It's literally called the solar system, dude.
Yeah, no, I noticed that after counting out the inlays. I'm like, hold on a fucking second. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is Pluto on there?
Let's see, one.
Do they count him? Do they count him?
9, so yeah.
Damn straight.
They left Pluto in? That's hilarious.
Hell,
it'll be a cold day in Missouri before we let go of Pluto.
Well, this is a Russian designer, right? It was only NASA who decided they weren't going to count Pluto anymore.
Just being dicks about the whole thing.
Assholes. Oh,
yeah, that was the comment I was making there, Dick.
I wonder... It says sold out, no price. Anyway, I don't want to fall too deep down that rabbit hole, but thank you for pointing it out because that is going right into my notes.
You know what CPM stands for, right?
Crucible powder metallurgy, right?
No. Not in regards to CPM's name.
No.
Custom production mid-tech.
Oh.
He likes some fancy toys, so it might hurt to find out about this one later.
No, that's okay. This will just be a grail that I purchased several years down the road, maybe.
That's fair.
I don't think it will be.
You mean I'll never be able to find it? Like every other knife I've fallen in love with over the years?
And it was never heard from again.
The funny thing is, that's not actually the one with the dots that I was talking about. It was like a bronzy colored one that had a similar... I think it was probably a solar system again, too. But...
So the moral of the story is don't buy a Miscreant. Buy a mid-tech for 4 to 5 times the price.
Just gonna
obviously.
Nice.
Ta-da!
Ask CPM real nice if he'll let you borrow his credit card.
Oh man, that's
I don't think I can be that nice and still be live YouTube friendly.
He quoted 1,100 for the 4-inch solar. 1,100 bucks.
4 to 5 times the price. What was I saying about?
Yeah, that's
something.
I mean, but I'd rather pay for one of those than a Grimsmo. Just saying.
Oh, it hurts me to say this, but it's a better looking knife than the Grimsmo.
I like both of the models the Grimsmo's come out with, but
I like the Norseman though because it's kind of a weird, fucked up looking knife. That's the thing that I like about it.
Yeah. If they ever come out with a mid-tech or a budget variant, I might spring for it. But I can't justify the current prices.
So the moral of the story is don't buy a Miscreant, buy an imaginary Grimsmo mid-tech.
No,
obviously. Speed holes.
Paul had something he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Do things.
Well, I was going to bring up the fact that Shabazz reviewed The Thug yesterday.
Oh, did he now?
I saw that. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, though.
No?
No.
Is it something we want to come back to after we watch it?
I don't know. Are you going to spoiler anything for me?
I was planning on it.
I was planning on it.
Well, I mean, I'm not married to the idea of having to watch the video before we discuss it because we're talking about it right now. I'll still watch the review later, I'm sure. But
yeah. Basically, it came down to all the things that he did like certain things. He liked the finish.
I cannot get my
color
camera
palette,
to focus.
things like that. The disassembly, the pivot collar on the backside is also the over travel stop for the knife. The pivot collars on both sides are keyed, so they lock into place, which is interesting. But he talked about it in regards to, like, if you like those overbuilt knives from like 2017, you'll like this. And it made me chuckle. Because Dennis is not necessarily that guy, but he does like his
mini pocket rockets of the world.
I will pull out an MPR and try to shovel stab the shit out of you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not hating. He did mention the fact that the line work and everything else on that knife is super clean, which I think is probably the thing that you like about that knife as much as the finish and stuff like that. That's the thing that I like about that knife.
The profile?
The profile from like the point of the tip to the end of the handle is like a gentle curve all the way
Everything's got some flow to it, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of flow.
But
it's coming for you, Paul. It's coming for you.
It feels like it. Yeah.
I adore
it's still a cool
that
knife, don't get me wrong, but it's not a good looking knife in my opinion.
No. Still, there's something about it I really like though.
Yeah. I prefer the Technos over that thing, if I'm being honest. Like I've contemplated the idea of owning a Techno too, but
Dick Richards flow like a dump truck. Yeah, pretty much. Unless you're talking about the Thug. The Thug has
sting like a brie, you know, and by that I mean cheese, and by that I mean Miscreant 3.0. Full circle.
There you go. Five cheese.
Is that
cheeses? I thought it was 4.
Are you talking about?
Did I only get 4 cheeses?
CPM's asking if it's an Elischwitz. Is the Thug an Elischwitz?
No.
Okay, because I know the MPR is the Siebert design.
Who designed this son of a bitch? I forgot who did. You'd have to look it up. Because I'm not a wee knife expert, as Fisk found out. When he asked me a question of Theroma. Like, that's a mod.
Locking in.
That's totally mod. Who made those gold? Some asshole.
Are yours gold too?
No, mine are silver. That's why I didn't. I was like, someone studded that thumb stud.
Apparently the designer for the Thug was a Matthew Christensen.
See that guy?
I'm sure if I looked up Matthew Christensen knives, I would come up with some results.
But I can't believe I didn't remember that. Why would...
The other knife. The other knife is a Siebert design. He also did the Adamas from Benchmade, as well as the Vicar. And
the Vicar.
What was that big fixed blade that he did? The Arvensis, right?
Yeah, so the big chonky guy was Siebert. Yeah, MPR. Dick Richardson, CPM. Yeah. Yes, he did the Vicar. He also did the Arvensis.
Which I like the looks of the Arvensis.
I should have bought one of them, but they were kind of expensive for what they were.
He's got a couple customs that have never hit the Benchmade market. He's got a little clip pointy thing that's as sexy can be. But
here's pictures of the Arvensis, just because. Leather sheath. Oh, on Etsy. Oh, I see. Okay, it's just the knife.
Yeah, I'm into that. Makes me want to fight a war. I like the fact that they gave you the pinch grip dimple.
Yeah.
The old pinch and dimple.
Yeah.
Don't you pinch those dimples.
Hey. You can't tell me that.
I can, and I did.
Nope. I said no. You stop it.
What was the stock thickness on that bastard? I can't remember. Blade thickness
All of it.
0.19.
It's thick
Yeah,
enough.
it's pretty substantial. Yeah.
You should flash up the Vicar as well, because it's neat.
Yeah, that knife came up a few different times. I really like this knife. The detent was always too mushy for me. I don't think I've ever handled an example that wasn't like just super soft. But I know some people like that. Dennis likes it.
Oh, this thing was fantastic.
It had a good action.
Yeah,
It was
just
it's like
swung.
butter. There was nothing holding it in.
Yeah,
It swung
that's what I liked about it.
like
Oh, the concept one. But
Oh, with the recurve? Yeah, I kind of dig it. It's so stupid. The gold class, though, is way too fancy, way too gussied up. I love it.
dude, the double Tonto that this thing has makes me irrationally angry.
it's just, making a decision on which way it wants to go.
It's like Siebert saw those Gil Hibben throwers and was like, "That's a great idea."
It was
Yeah.
It was a collaboration. It was
Just
a collaboration.
He should have not. Just don't.
Man, Benchmade had so many nice gold classes over the years. Anyway.
That's
But
an
I
episode
do-
within itself right there. It's
Yeah.
the cool benchmade gold classes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be worth doing. Grabbing a bunch of high res photos of some gold class Benchmades and just, man.
You can't tell me what my resolution is when I get a photo.
I can
Well,
though.
I'm sure you can.
I can look at the properties for it, and I can actually tell you exactly what the pixel count is.
You'll take it. You'll take whatever I'll give you.
You know,
Don't phrase that. I'm gonna be honest.
As
No.
many pixels as he can take.
The pocket clip on that thing, though, god awful. What is
it
that?
was fucking atrocious. Look at that.
Oh, in the good old days where no one cared. And this was not even 10 years ago.
I was gonna say, what do you mean the good old days? That knife was around like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was down to this or my 452 as far as which knife I was gonna buy.
They had some leftover mini onslaught clips. And they figured, hey,
Don't
why
even
not?
Go there, sir.
What,
That
the
thing
mini
is an
onslaught?
monstrosity. I like the mini onslaught a lot.
Oh.
Such a good knife, and that clip ruined it for me.
Yeah, look at this fucking thing.
There's
worry
only
about it.
one way that I could buy that knife, and I would literally have to buy it, take the clip off, and
Look at
carry it
that.
in a shoe.
Look at that clip. Man, you want to be like just so fucking sure that your clip is not going to come off of your knife if you over torque it.
So the best part is, I don't know who made it, but
Oh.
someone makes a Timascus upgrade for that clip.
Oh, it's an upgrade?
Yeah, it's a mod, like it's an aftermarket.
And it looks like that, but it's Timascus.
Yeah.
Or is it? Oh no, they keep the same shape. No,
Very
oh,
close to. It might be a little bit slimmer and like curved and whatever type of thing, right? But yeah. For the most part,
that's
the
just
same.
too. That's just too bad.
There's a reason I like it. Let's just put it out there.
Oh sure,
It's
as
a
far
very
as the
similar
knife
knife.
itself is concerned, yeah, beautiful blade shape. I love the harpoon /
Don't-
clip point on that thing.
Yeah, don't you dare compare a PPT with a mini onslaught.
I'm sorry.
The mini onslaught is super comfortable on hand though.
How are they not?
The handle, but the blade is not even close. You're gonna Warncliffe, and this thing's a harpoon, trail point, whatever you
Oh,
want to
no
call
doubt.
it.
No doubt. But overall edge and stuff like that is not too dissimilar. There's a lot of things that are.
There are
The
some
blade
similarities.
is slightly different shapes, but very similar purposed knives. Let's put it that way.
I said get.
that was Dennis's. You see what I have to live with? Sigh. Yeah, man. There's so many cool Benchmade models that have been discontinued over the years. Again, another video in and of itself, but there's some cool shit out there.
Ain't no clip like a Texas clip. Yeah, no doubt.
You're not wrong there.
By that I mean I hang it off my belt buckle.
Well, what kind of clip is the Vidar? That really like, I always think of it as the like Predator 1 clip.
What do you mean? What kind of clip is it?
Like clip point.
Oh,
What
sorry.
style? There's
I
different
thought
names.
you meant the pocket clip. Sorry,
No. The Predator 1 pocket clip.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's fair.
I was so confused.
I was with Joe on that one. Like, yeah.
Okay, at least I wasn't the only one. Fine.
I assume that's what Dick Richards means by there ain't no clip like a Texas clip.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
probably.
That Texas clip is a style of clip point.
Yeah, I had also assumed that he meant like because it's a big ass clip. It's a Texas clip, but what you are probably correct. There is a particular name for this type of clip point, and I can't fucking remember. Just like how there's like on this case, Cheetah. This is a very particular kind of clip as well, where it's mostly straight on the edge, and the clip takes place up here. There's a specific name for that as well. There's so many different kinds of clip points out there. There was something. The reason why I brought that up, I have to remind myself, is because the Broken Skull has a somewhat similar clip. And one of the first times this appeared, I remember seeing a write-up about this type of clip and why it was significant. Do either of you remember anything about that? Because I don't. I just remember that people were talking about that particular style of clip point.
I'm trying to look it up.
Okay.
And I'm failing.
That's fair.
I got nothing for you.
Like, kind of like how there's guys who collect just PM2s. There's guys out there who collect just Bowie knives, and they will buy them depending on the type of blade profile.
And I was just showing off another clip, the Northwoods Little Bay. Yeah.
That's a nice little knife.
So yeah. Anyway, I collect Bowies, but I am not a.
Do your
expert.
clips need to curve?
Do they what now?
Do your clips need to curve? Is a straight clip a clip to you?
Some of my clips need to curve. Some of them don't. I don't know.
Okay.
Apparently, that's a source of heated debate.
That's why I'm asking. Because I like it both ways. I like a little bit of curve. I like them straight. Best of both worlds, even.
Okay, so aesthetically, I think I prefer a bit of curve. If I'm being honest, I thought I had it here, but like the Buck 110 with that crescent shaped clip, it's just a nice look. It's a nice looking clip. Oh, I don't have a 110, but I've got the general here. I really like those types of crescent shaped clips.
Yeah.
I think they look just fantastic. But as far as the utility of them goes, I don't know. I don't have much of a preference between a straight clip and a not straight clip.
As far as like utility goes, I don't care. I dig it.
If it has that much of a rate curve, is it really a Bowie? Before you answer that, yes, it is. I've seen historical Bowies with like damn near recurves and clips on them.
No curve, just straight back, right? Like it's
Oh, the Hudson Bay Bowie. That's pretty much a straight cutoff as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
They call it a camp knife. I don't know if they can call that a Bowie. I think that's cheating to call that a Bowie.
It's a clip point.
You're a clip point.
Clip points.
I'll clip point you real good.
So
at least
if money was no object, I would own a collection of just Bowies.
Yeah. Historical Bowies or like
as many different variations as I could find.
Well, does the felon from Zombie Tools count?
I think it does.
Is that historical enough for you? Because I
want
one of those.
I'll tell you.
I'm just bringing it up.
No, the answer is no. Not after what I do with it. There's nothing historical about what I plan to do with that knife.
That's fucking funny. There's something historically inspired by the blade shape, but I mean, obviously they have their own aesthetic, right?
Hey, look, it's got a thing that's going to get in the way of cuts. That's neat.
Hey, it's better for stabbing.
There you go.
I'm gonna kill a boar with this. I gotta kill a boar with this thing. There's kind of like prongs on either side almost.
When you're stabbing a boar, do you finger the guard?
No.
Do you?
Almost exclusively.
You don't finger the guard until you're pulling it out of the boar.
There you go.
That's the time to do a little finger.
Finger
Just
action.
like maybe even a pinky. It depends.
If you're gonna go boar hunting, just take the decapitated companion with you.
With Dennis.
What's
hey,
that?
but can you come out and help me hunt this boar? Just guard my back a little bit. No.
Sorry, I'm just looking through their catalog.
You've got to learn how to do things yourself.
If you can't watch your own back, how dare you ask me to watch it for you? That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I heard. The 1917 is another great example.
The Cold Steel.
Mm-hmm.
It was close just not too long ago. I don't know where it is.
That's a cool.
Is that a Bowie? That's a Bowie.
You're a Bowie.
The Trailmaster is definitely a Bowie.
I like that style of clip. I'm into it.
Just a straight swedge all the way down. Yeah.
I'm excited for the day when I own a Laredo and I can actually sharpen that backside real nice and sharp. And I might even dull out the one on my Trailmaster at that point.
You're a fool.
Well, I'm just save on abuse on batons because that's what I'm going to use that knife for. Put it up in the bush.
I've never really had. Okay, so I've got a recon.
Those batons are too cocky for their own good. Go around thinking they're cock of the walk. You got to put those batons in their place.
All I'm saying is,
noted.
Over a weekend of processing firewood with nothing but the Recon Scout, I haven't really worn through a baton yet. And mind you, that swedge isn't quite as crisp as yours because it's a coated blade, right? But I don't think the swedge is that big of a deal when it comes to batoning. Just make a new baton if you do wear it. But
yeah, you're wrong, Joe, because I've batoned many things, and that swedge on both the Recon and the Trailmaster kicks the shit out of stuff compared to like a Ulysses or even my Bravo or.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, comparatively speaking, for sure. But I've never worn through a baton on like a 4-day trip where I was going through firewood every single night.
We replaced the baton at least once when we were out camping.
We've replaced batons twice in a weekend.
Really?
Because of clip pointy action. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, guess I was just lucky. I'll tell you.
Like this knife makes me feel like a cowboy. I don't know if I like that feeling or not.
Well, I don't like the feeling of shock reverbing into my hands. That's the only reason I take the rubber grip of a Trailmaster or a Recon Scout over this thing. But
yeah, I mitigated with gloves and a good grip.
I highly recommend getting a Frontier Bowie. I'm pretty sure Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. has them. If they don't on their website, they should because they're sweet. I've owned one for several years. Also featured in Z Nation because this would be a good zombie killing knife. Right here.
Yeah. I'm all into everything about like aesthetic.
I was just gonna say aesthetics alone makes me want to buy this knife. Outside of for any practical value it might have, which it's a choppa. But
this knife makes me want to gun blue my Trailmaster.
I don't know if the gun blue Trailmaster would look as good as this knife though.
I mean, it's not going to have the fuller, and it's going to scratch to fuck on the inside of that glass reinforced plastic sheath.
Yeah.
But I figure if I just keep applying and applying and applying, eventually.
That fuller is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
So for, it's similar weight to the Trailmaster, right?
No, it's heavier.
By how much though?
A third, quarter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like 6 or 8 ounces.
Okay.
enough to
18
be like, I still want to carry my Trailmaster because the weight trade-off's not worth it.
because it does baton well and stuff like that, right? It's just heavier.
Yeah.
It does baton really nicely, but yes, so does the Trailmaster, and it's heavier to lug around than the Trailmaster is, and the Recon for that matter. Like I've even got it. I think it's in the stack back here right now.
I think for me, sorry, Paul, go for it.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say most of the weight gains in the 1917 Frontier. Oh yeah, there you go. Mine's in a drawer over there. Anyway, I think most. What's that?
I was asked if Dennis's was blacked out.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's correct, sir. Yeah.
What is yours also an SK5 version or
No,
carbon? Oh, nice. 01? Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
I've been liking my SK5 variant, but the 01 and the Kukri is just. Anyway, the Frontier Bowie. I think the reason why it would chop so well is because the I'm not going to call it a saber grind, but when it comes up to that fuller, that's basically full stock thickness, right? Like from edge up to where the fuller begins. That's basically as thick as the knife gets.
Yeah.
So you have that geometry where it's going to just wedge through wood a lot better than other knives its size that are maybe full flat ground. But the fuller helps with weight reduction towards the blade, which is nice. But I think because it's still the full profile, full tang stock thickness for most of the handle, I think that's where you run into problems with the weight. Because the Trailmaster and the Recon are both rat tail tangs. They're not particularly skinny, but they're thinner than the width of the handle, which is already thinner than the width of the blade.
Yeah,
So,
they're hidden tangs, I would call them, rather than rat tail.
Yeah. Which makes me think that I wouldn't mind seeing a modified version of this knife where you get a similar function in the handle, where the handle actually thins out more.
I thought you were going to say a rubber grip, and I was going to reach through this camera and slap you.
No. Still give it the wood scales, but like thin out that stock. The only problem is with how low the screws are, you couldn't remove too much material from the forward part of the grip, which is where I would want to remove it on a Bowie.
The thing that you're not remembering, though, Joe, is that this is not a full tang knife. This is a 3/4 tang. The handle is a taco that fits around the tang.
Yeah, and it's more exposed towards the fingers as opposed to the palm, right? Like,
yes,
more
wood on the spine.
Yeah,
it's got wood all the way up the spine.
So that would be kind of problematic to modify in that way if you're worried about weight savings.
The one thing that I do like about the sheath for this thing, though, is that frog style.
Yeah.
Where I can be wearing my knife on my belt, get into camp, pop that frog, pull the knife in the sheath out and lay it down somewhere, and it not be in the way when I'm at camp, but it's easy to just drop back in and be ready to go again.
I think Dennis is digging it out. Good shit.
Saves you from having to do.
I can't find it.
Nice. It's better than having to do all of this.
Yeah, no shit, hey? Yeah.
So,
this is a lot.
Yeah, that's there. And being a lefty, I've actually found that you can take that tab and tuck it in behind.
Yeah, and that's probably how I would wear it even righty. I would tuck it behind so I could just pull it out easier without having to snap it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
They're like $220, right?
So, yeah.
I don't need this thing. Not right now.
It's a gorgeous knife, though.
It is.
Yeah.
One day.
Boom. Bingo bango. Yeah. And yeah, completely rosewood there. And you can see the Tangaroony.
Oh God, my Tangaroony.
I will say, I am happy with Tangaroony.
The Benchmade Puko comes with this little strap of leather. Super convenient to make use of for
your other knives. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. And it definitely makes the knife nice and low slung. It makes me feel like, again, like a cowboy carrying this thing because it hangs low on the hip. Like like a cowboy revolver with 6 inches of extra shit hanging off of it. But
Yeah.
And Dick Richards is 100% right. It's definitely a fighting knife more than anything else. It's definitely combat oriented. It doubles as a bush knife beautifully. But yeah, this thing, the balance on this thing wants to snap cut all day. Snappity, snap, snap, snap.
Better
snap,
control
snap.
on the hand, more heft.
Snip, snap, snip, snap. snip, snip, snap.
You have no idea the toll.
It takes on a man.
Yeah, all those
This-
snap cuts.
this, the Natchez, and the Laredo, which one's the best fighting knife?
Ooh.
The Natchez.
Yeah.
Balance on the Natchez is one of the
The
nicest
balance
Bowies.
is very nice.
If it, I'd agree. I think the Natchez, if it's the only weapon you've got in your hands, like this isn't your sidearm, this is your main weapon, I'd agree. Yeah. If we're,
I'm not reviewing guns here.
no, I wasn't even thinking of a gun, but like maybe a saber or a trench pick or something else, something with a bit more reach. But yeah, in a historical context, having a big heavy blade you could use to deflect, like I don't know, an incoming pole arm or a rifle with a bayonet on the end or something like that, where you just need to get the thing out of your way and have it still be a weapon afterwards and still be usable. This is a cool piece of history for sure.
I think part of the reason why it's a 2-pound knife is because of that exact thing. You need a certain amount of weight to have enough inertia to block heavier objects like that.
Yep. Can't exactly do that with it's an Italian
stiletto.
in a little, yeah, you can't exactly parry in quite the same way, can you?
No.
Not if, yeah. Oh, they're cool as hell though.
All right. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Bowies, they're cool. You should have a collection of several because why not?
Bowie.
Bowie.
I'm gonna finish my meat to that.
Listen here.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah.
That's the good stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, sexy chafe and collar thingy going on.
It does have the nice shape.
It's kind of nice.
It's chafy.
Oh God, my chafies. The only other knife I think that I prefer the look of that has those same accoutrements are the, oh God, I had it. What is it? Conway made these knives with all the engraving on the bolsters.
Shut your motherfucking mouth. I hate you so much. The
They're-
big 440 C1 with the coffin handle and the checkering and the big fuller and the shut your mouth.
It was pretty. Come on.
I don't own one and I'm bitter about it.
Yeah,
Shut
you
your
should be.
mouth.
Oh,
You should pull up a
be.
picture so I know what you're talking about.
Conway Bowie. I don't know. Come on, Joe. Don't fail us now.
Oh, I'll find it. Just give me a couple clicks here. Well, they had. Oh, was it their outdoor Bowie? No, that was their historical one, but they also had a. Was it the Rock Creek?
No, it wasn't
Was
a
it?
Rock Creek. Oh, you're gonna make me find it. That's you son of a bitch.
No, I'm pretty sure I have it here. It's actually called the Outrider. I'm just looking for better pictures because all these pictures are dog shit. Anyway, here I'll show you the search screen. But this is the one I'm pretty sure that we're both thinking of.
Show it. Yes, it is. I hate you. I hate you so much. Oh my god.
Like that double fuller. That's sexy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, a kukri fuller in your
Oh, I hate it.
Look, okay, it's a 1 pound to 2 ounces as well. So it wasn't like a crazy fuck off heavy knife. It was actually pretty wieldable. Oh yeah, that thing was pretty. The checkered grip, like that's like a 1911 style checkering on that grip.
Can you zoom in? There you go.
Yeah.
Shut your face, Joe. I hate you. This night has ended on a low note. Good night, everybody. I gonged it up there again.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah, there's a gong. Oh man. Oh. Do you know how hard it is to come across a forged 440C blade these days? Like outside of high level customs, you don't see it that frequently anymore. And I say high level, relatively speaking, but before CPM starts throwing out examples that are like 4 or 5K to buy, but yeah, these were cool. I don't think I ever got to handle one, but every time I'd see catalog pictures.
I should have bought one. And I don't know if CPM's referring to the Hanway, it's going to snap in half, but I would test that theory. That's for damn sure. I'd chop some wood.
Yeah.
Steve Randall, cardiac arrest Bowie. I already like the name. I mean,
it's a heart stopper.
Isham got me on the horse crippler. Like half the reason I like
about that thing.
We just talked about it a couple weeks ago. I mean, like the name is So I mean,
yeah, that's sexy.
Cardiac arrest Bowie, you say?
My goodness.
Yeah, you look at that one. You do it right now.
Oh, damn, Skippy.
Yeah,
You know me so well, CPM. Can I have your credit card number?
There's something kind of cool about those single pin construction Bowies, though. Like, that's kind of hot.
Yeah, it's always a really small pin too, I find.
Okay, you know what? I wasn't gonna run over for anything, but I'm gonna run over.
The way you moved,
quick.
I thought you were like unzipping there for a second. Well, you know what?
And if we're doing show notes on Bowie's J.R. Cook, you want to see a clip? Look up J.R. Cook shit when Joe gets back. But this thing's very nice. Joe, you have to look up J.R. Cook knives, because if we're shouting out Bowie people, he's one of the guys I follow.
J.R. Cook knives. All right, let's do it.
I think it's just J.R. Cook. I don't know if there's knives at the end.
But that's just a deep dive in and of itself.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, okay. Those are pretty fancy.
Mm-hmm.
This makes this knife look like dog shit. I was just gonna bring this out to say the only single pin Bowie knife I have is the Citadel clamp Bowie.
Hey, I was just looking at Citadel the other day.
It's a nice knife. I'm still kind of scared to use it because of the mirror polished convex edge. Scares the shit out of me.
Top row, if you just go over to that far right one and just click on it and just yeah.
Oh, that's a Facebook link. I don't want to go to Facebook. Whatever. Oh, it's his Facebook store. I just want that image. I want that knife in there.
The oak leaf on the handle, that's good looking.
I'm gonna do large size images.
In the on the left hand side, the third row down.
Oh, it's all gone. All right, fourth one down on this one.
Subhilty.
No, to be honest, it's two over from that to the right.
Oh, with the little boy.
Super plain. Yeah.
That's kind of a cute little Bowie.
The little subhill, the little fighter type of thing.
Handle.
What do they call? Yeah. Bagwell had a couple little shorties like that I really enjoyed. Speaking of Bagwell stuff,
Yeah.
I like all of his fancy stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but
the little mini toothpicks.
Yeah.
I enjoyed quite a bit.
It's like an EDC toothpick.
Rounding the show boy out, boys.
Out. The show boy's getting rounded out.
The show boy's getting out. Who let the show boy out?
Oh God.
I know. Oh God, indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these Bowies and put the Pokey Factory splash screen back up so we can get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Screen.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah. Instagram. We got a giveaway. We still haven't posted anything about it because Paul sucks, but we're giving away a raffle.
We haven't even spoken about it outside of the few times we've spoken it on stream. So
and whose fault is that?
All of ours.
Damn right it is.
Don't you forget it.
But yeah, follow us on Instagram, and you might have a chance to win a Civivi riffle.
And probably a headlamp. I'm throwing it out there too.
Yeah, we got some kicking around, so we'll throw them in. Not like literally kicking around. They will be in good condition by the time you get them. Just like the 14C Sandvik on that riffle.
I'm gonna kick it at least once now.
We gotta have a kicking contest before we
I didn't say
give it
hard.
away.
Does
Just-
that does that add value if we all kick it? Is it like signing something? Does it add value to it? No.
Should we sign it? Can we
Is
sign
anything
this
we
thing?
do to it
No!
add value?
Well, I don't have enough of that to sign a product that we're selling. We're sending out for giveaway. I'm not. No, not about that.
Mine would more just be like an Oscar the Grouch stick figure type of. Yeah.
I'll draw a dick on the box.
Not in the box. Not in the box though.
No, you got to draw it on the outside. You got to give it a few taps.
I'm sure you will.
Not gonna
That's why I'm kicking it.
That's fair.
kicking right in the dick.
Kicking it all the way to the post office.
Thanks for liking and subscribing on YouTube, guys. Hit the notify, hit the like tab, more of the like tabs, all of the like tabs.
All of them.
I don't even know how many like tabs there are. Just one? I don't know.
Well, YouTube did away with the dislike counter, so wee.
Yeah,
Good
they can't
for-
see it, but you can.
Yeah, that's okay.
Don't you worry about it. Yeah. And also on Patreon, thank you to all of you guys who continues to subscribe. We will have a thank you coming out eventually. Cool little something just to give back to all the guys who continue to contribute to us monthly. Continue to do so because we like to thank those guys eventually, even though it's 6 months later. Don't worry about it.
Hey, look.
Life's
it
hard,
was
guys.
Christmas. It was a Christmas announcement. We didn't say which Christmas. Christmas 2025. We got this.
Oh,
I'm sure our schedules will loosen up by then.
Pretty sure we're gonna
Whoa.
owe some people.
Yeah.
There's gonna be that scene from Family Guy. Where's my money, Brian? Seriously.
Oh.
God.
Yep.
All right, guys. Did we round out everything?
I
don't
think
know.
so.
We did.
The cutting edge for
Those things. What he's about to do.
Yeah,
Say
thank you,
more
Cutting Edge.
words.
we
Yeah.
appreciate you for lending us this knife to review.
Even if the conclusion was
And
kind of
by that I mean first impressions.
Mhm, mhm.
You know, talk
Well-
about and talk some shit about.
we're reviewing our first impressions.
Someone's gonna review them. I mean, this video is not getting linked to shit. I can tell you that much. That's
It's probably for the best.
all right, guys. On that note, thanks for joining us every week. We have a lot of fun doing it. We will see you guys again next Sunday. Same bat time, same Miscreant channel, same uneven amount of holes to talk about. It's probably not going to be the same amount. It's probably going to be an amount of uneven holes, but it's probably not going to be the same amount.
Can we go 1 week without talking about holes?
You're probably
No.
not.
That's
It's-
fair.
yeah, or backsides. So quite often in tandem. It's
6 of one,
Lord.
half a dozen of the other.
You know, a couple of uneven holes and a quarter inch on the backside.
is there a half dozen of the other? Wow, that's more than I
If
thought there
there's
was
6 of
going to
one, there's a half dozen of the other.
be. All right. Having said that, I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
Thanks once again for joining us, guys. See you next week.
I think I implied there was a half dozen buttholes.
Or
I
a
would-
half dozen backsides.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't think about it that closely.
I know.
Are you oiling them?